two triangles right here that share a side with each other. And this is triangle JHK, and this is triangle JLK. And we know that JH is congruent to JL, and HK is congruent to KL. Do we have enough information to know that these two triangles are congruent to each other? Well, we know that at least these two sides are congruent to each other, and because these two triangles share a side, we know that this third side is also congruent to itself, right? So by using side, 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 we know that these two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, so let's go ahead and write this down. JH is congruent to JL, and HK is congruent to KL, and JK is congruent to JK because it's the same side, and we always call this the reflexive property. And because these three sides are all congruent to each other, we can then prove that these two triangles are congruent to each other using side, side, side. So, by the side, side, side postulate, we know that triangle JHK is now congruent to triangle JLK. Okay, so the second example is this. We have this figure triangle ADC, which is split up into two triangles, ADB and DBC, and we want to know, is triangle ADB congruent to triangle CDB? Okay, well, in the problem we're given that AB is congruent to BC, and that these angles right here, angle DBA and angle DBC, are right angles. And we know also that these two triangles share side DB. Let's go ahead and write down the information that we know. Side AB is congruent to BC. Okay, so that's the side. We know that because angle DBA is 90 degrees and angle DBC is 90 degrees, we can then conclude that these two angles, because they measure the same thing, are also congruent. So let's write that down. Angle ABD is congruent to angle DBC. Those two angles are congruent. Now, because the two triangles share a side, we can go ahead and make a statement where we say that DB is congruent to DB. And we have just shown that two sides and its included angle are congruent of two sides and an included angle of one triangle is congruent to two sides and an angle of another triangle. Therefore, we can conclude by side, angle, side, that triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CDB. B. Okay, so let's go ahead and write this down. Because of the side angle side postulate, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. So we have now concluded that these two triangles are congruent to each other. And in this lesson, you have learned that you can use the postulate side, 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 or side, angle, side postulate to prove that two triangles are congruent to each other.